مع أحد نجومنا المفضلين بالوطن العربي ويل سميث بنفسه. أهلا وسهلا بحلقة مليئة بالمشاهير من سكوب وذ رايا. الليلة بسكوبس كل الجوسب عن الريد كاربت لجيسون بورن مع كل السيلبرتيز بالفيلم.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it with a big audience.
تويتر سكوب مع ميليسا مكارثي وكريستن ويغ مع الفان كويستشنز.
It was much better than looking at a tennis ball.
وون اون وون مع كيفن هارت وإريك ستون ستريت حول فيلم الانيميشن الناجح جدا The Secret Life of Pets.
They're funny for that second.
بالجزء الثاني الباز هو عن أكبر التريلرز بكوميكون هالسنة. وبيهايند ذا سينز مع ستيفن سبيلبرغ لتكملة المقابلة معه لفيلم The BFG.
I was attracted to what scared me.
أما بالجزء الأخير فجونا هيل هو هالتن هوليوود.
I prefer to be the worst player on the team.
والإكسكلوسيف انترفيو هي مع ويل سميث ومقابلة جرت بلندن قبل زيارته لدبي.
You know, I have a group of friends there, so we're gonna turn it out.
مساء الخير للجميع واهلا وسهلا بحلقه جديده من سكوب مع انا ريا موجوده بلندن هالاسبوع. رح نبدا مع فقره سكوبس مع مات دايمون لانه كان على الريد كاربت لفيلمه الجديد جيسون بورن بعد اللقاء الاسبوع الماضي. اليوم كل تفاصيل السجاده الحمراء. بالريد كاربت بلندن اجتمعوا نجوم الفيلم مات دايمون مع الأوسكار وينر هالسنة أليسيا فيكاندر وحتى النجمة جوليا ستايلز يلي حكيت عن سر نجاح سلسلة بورن.
I'm really proud to be part of these movies because they feel very relevant. They've managed in the course of the 15 years that these movies have been made, they stay very timely. And they're intelligent, you know, and they don't condescend to their audience. So I think it's really thrilling to be part of something that's entertaining, but also there's something more to it than that.
أما مات دايمون فخبرنا عن سعادته بعودة شخصية بورن بهالسيكول.
Trying to make any sequel good is really, really tough because you have to try to figure out what people want, give them enough of it, but also give them enough new things that they don't feel like they're just watching a retread of what you've already done. And so it was years of talking about how to do this. You know, and each one of these things is like, you know, we push the boulder all the way up the mountain, and it's a lot of hard work, and but with a lot of people that I really trust and love, and so we all keep coming back.
فقرة تويتر سكوب عم نخصصها هالاسبوع للنجمات ميليسا مكارثي وكريستن ويغ يلي جاوبوا على كل اسئلتكم انتم الفان.
Something strange in your neighborhood. Who you gonna call?
The fans had some questions for you. The first question was obviously if you believed in ghosts, what would you like them to look like?
Oh, I do believe in ghosts. I don't know what form or what degree.
It's easier to say, I mean, why not? You can't not believe. Like, how do you know they don't exist?
What do I want it to look like?
Like
That's
that.
a good question.
True.
Like
so
that.
Cute.
Hello.
That's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Also a question no one's ever asked you before about the slime and being just... it seemed very gooey and quite unpleasant. But you're a professional.
Yeah, so I never complained about it. No, it was gooey and slippery and slimy and but it was, you know, the first time we all got slimed, we were so excited because it's like it's such a huge part of the movie. It's like you're getting slimed in Ghostbusters. This is so cool.
What do you remember as being your first real movie experience and how much did you enjoy it?
Mine was actually had a little part in one of Paul's movies called Unaccompanied Minors.
Was it your first movie?
Yeah, I think I had one line like "Get out of here" or "Stop that." That was the first line.
That was Ben's
So I was like,
first
"This is easy." Like I just showed up and I went to work and then I was done.
We don't want mass hysteria.
Get out of the city! Get out of the city! Obviously, the comedic element is very important to those stories. How much did you girls feel like you infused, each one of you, your own comedic style? Because everyone is different in their comedic acting.
I mean, the script was so well written and really defined the characters for us, and then we kind of worked with Paul to make them our own and to make, you know, to like flesh them out a little bit.
But you inspire yourselves? I mean, technically.
I inspire myself all the time.
I am my own source of inspiration.
Busy inspiring myself right now.
What inspires you?
Me. This one.
Hello, I'm here about the receptionist job.
Hi. You're hired.
God, you're all sweaty.
Who was fangirling on Chris Hemsworth the most?
Paul, for sure. Paul still is like, he's just so handsome and pretty. Charming and funny is...
And nice and like no ego.
Delightful surprise that he was so nice. I'd always heard he was great, but no one had ever really said that he was that funny. Like I expected him like, oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. I was surprised that somebody who's that kind of funny, it's not talked about.
Yeah, it's a nice vehicle for him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh. Did you want to?
Sorry. I'll let you.
Next time. Okay.
هلا لفقرة behind the scenes عم نتكلم فيها عن فيلم انيميشن نجح كتير لهالسنة The Secret Life of Pets بطولة نجوم كبار منهم كيفن هارت وإريك ستون ستريت معنا هلا بمقابلة.
Derek, you idiot! Did they all get away?
Phew! That was a close one.
Oh yes, Tiny Dog. We got your friend.
They threw me a baby shower.
No.
And they didn't even charge me for it.
She's gonna name the baby the Rock Kevin. It's a girl. It's definitely a girl. She's just coming out with a little tough name. That's all. She'll be fine. She'll be fine.
She'll adjust. Are we ready? Yeah. It is such a pleasure to talk to you again, and this time, we're talking about a fluffy white animal that is supposed to be adorable and cookie.
Yes.
How's the process for you in voice talenting versus, last time I interviewed you, it was, with The Rock, you're used to those film duets, but now it's kind of a solitary process. It's a different kind of acting experience, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you're by yourself, because of my schedule, I couldn't interact with the other actors or actresses. I was just in the studio. The director was on Skype, and I had a TV monitor. He was there, and literally it was me doing a variation of each take 5 and 6 times. And after doing it, me and the director discussing it, and him just giving me different vibes. Okay, well, let's act like this happened. Let's act like this happened. I just gave him everything that he would possibly need, so he could fit every situation from within my performances.
That's why we burned our collars, man!
We burned them to the ground.
It killed our owners!
Yeah, wait a minute. That's too far, maybe? Yes, we whacked them.
Yeah, that's right.
Bang, bang with our own paws.
If I had a dime for every owner I killed.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have a dime because I killed the one.
Was it a solitary process recording the voice? How does it compare to different types of acting exercises?
Yeah, it's a very solitary experience. You're in the booth, and it's a challenge, but it's a really fun challenge. And I was doing it as I was also learning how to do it. This being my first animated feature film like this, so I ask a lot of questions, probably to the point where everybody was annoyed because they do it every day, and they've done tons of movies, Illumination and Universal. So I was excited to learn the process.
Uh-oh. Just ignore what just happened, okay?
Would you say that stand-up comedy does, it is infused in everything you do because it is open to so many...
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Stand-up comedy gives you the idea to create. Doing something like this where you're in that sound booth, you have to be just as fast, because things come to you in a split second. They're funny for that second.
Exactly.
We are the flushed pets, thrown away by our owners, and now we're out for revenge.
You have been able to do different scopes of comedy and different scopes of film. So is it a good time for you? Are you happy at the moment that, things are happening the way you want them to?
I am a happy guy in general. I have that just outlook on life in general. So before the fame, before success, I had the same way of thinking. And that's why I am who I am today. I'm not going to change. You're always going to see a smile on my face. There's no reason not to.
And I completely agree with that outlook on life. Keep smiling.
Thank you.
Always great to see you.
Always good to see you as well.
بالجزء الثاني بحلقة اليوم مع نجوم كوميكون بسان دييغو هالسنة ومع ستيفن سبيلبرغ بنفسه. خليكن معنا بسكوب وذ رايا. عودة لحلقة هالأسبوع من سكوب معي أنا ريا، وهلأ صار وقت فقرة سكوب باز عم نخصصها للحدث الضخم جدا كوميكون بسان دييغو لسنة 2016. شفنا فيه أجدد التريلرز لأكبر البلوك باسترز يلي رح يظهروا سنة 2017 بوجود أكبر نجومهم. التفاصيل هلأ. كوميكون هالسنة بسان دييغو كان حدث ضخم جدا مليء بأكبر السيلبرتيز من عالم الكوميك بوكس والسوبر هيروز.
I'm putting together a team.
ومناسبة أن نشوف أجدد التريلر لفيلم جاستس ليج.
From my point of view, movie geek in a candy store seeing those iconic figures together, do you get as excited as the fans, you know, to put them all together even on the same screen?
Yeah, it definitely hits you when you see the other people in their characters, and then seeing even some of the other new characters preparing for Justice League. That was like even cooler, feeling like the potential that this was really going to expand into something bigger was definitely a kind of high geek ecstasy moment.
Doctor Strange.
قدمت أيضاً بكوميكون مشاهد جديدة من المارفل موفي دكتور سترينج مع بنديكت كامبرباتش بالدور الرئيسي.
For you. Well, how important is it for you to leave this mark on all those characters that you're creating? And is it part of the accepting process that you are able, as an actor, to transform into them?
Well, exactly. And I mean, you know, if you know, to me, it's a compliment if people say that they can't recognise me at all. I mean, it's great fun to sink your teeth into characters like this.
أما توم هيدلستون فكان موجود بكوميكون هالسنة مع فيلم كونغ سكول آيلاند إلى جانب الأوسكار وينر لهالسنة بري لارسون.
Monsters exist.
It's so interesting for you at the moment. Do you choose them to be so diversified, or have you been also very lucky?
I think it's a combination of the two. I've been very lucky to be offered extraordinary material, but I have deliberately chosen different things because it just feels like stretching myself in different directions. That's the joy of it for me.
But there's absolutely nothing to worry about.
وأخيراً لكل الفانز لهاري بوتر قرب الوقت لفيلم فانتاستيك بيستس مع أدي ريدمي.
I want to be a wizard.
Is it exactly the kind of career that you thought you would have dreamt of, or does it exceed expectations? Because those roles are, you know, far and few.
Few between. You're absolutely right, and I count my lucky stars. It's beyond expectations. Yeah, it absolutely is.
إذا بتتذكروا بمهرجان كان هالسنة شفنا الجزء الأول من المقابلة المثيرة جدا يلي أجريتها هالسنة مع المخرج العملاق ستيفن سبيلبرغ. اليوم رح نفوت أكثر بتفاصيل فيلمه الجديد The BFG يلي ظهر بصالتنا بالوطن العربي. خلينا نشوف هلأ سوا اللقاء مع ستيفن.
It is always such a privilege to talk to you about your films. In this one, there's something whimsical and magical about the story that must have drawn you the most. Which element sparked your fire?
Well, you know, I think it was the whole element of being able to kind of go out and catch a dream. And the dream is a thing. In BFG, a dream is a literal thing that grows on a special tree. And it is born from leaves, from the aurora. The northern lights, or the aurora borealis, you know, shines on a tree, and the tree gives birth to dreams, and the dreams can be caught and contained and distributed by BFG through a trumpet. That's a beautiful fairy tale, and it called forth for me beautiful images. And I've been doing so many movies about history that this film was a complete break and a complete chance to be free as a filmmaker and tell a story that requires more dreaming than researching.
Oh my. Why did you take me?
Because I hears your lonely heart.
You've always been very good at casting. Obviously, Ruby's great, and Mark you've worked with before. So what made them the perfect duo for a story that is kind of based on their eyes?
Well, but not only is Mark an exceptional, you know, thespian, not only is he just a genius actor, but he has a huge heart. He's got the heart of BFG in his everyday waking life, and probably in his dreaming life too. And so I offered him the part after the first day of shooting on Bridge of Spies, and he was playing an entirely different character. And Ruby, I looked for my Sophie. We had 300 girls come in from every English-speaking country on the planet, and when Sophie did her reading, it was as if she was making up the words, not reciting them. And it was almost like she was inventing the language of Sophie, so she got the part very quickly.
Where am I?
Giant country.
What would you say the challenge of this was, you know, the biggest challenge of this was for you?
The biggest challenge was making an audience believe that there were no special effects used at all to make the giant that big and the little girl that small. And I said to everybody, if we play our cards right and everybody does their jobs right, maybe after 10 or 15 minutes, the audience will forget they're watching any special effects at all.
PFG.
What did you dream of the most about this film? What was the biggest achievement you wanted to make?
I wanted to make people everywhere believe that trust and embracing our differences is just a lesson you can take, you know, through your lives.
And with no judgment at all, this is what
The movie is not cynical. The movie is not cynical. And I wanted to, and my only hope is that a movie like this that doesn't have an ounce of cynicism can survive in a world that does have a lot of cynicism.
Very true.
I was hearing all the secret whisperings of the world.
نقول بالجزء الأخير من حلقتنا اليوم مع جونا هيل ومع البيك سوبر ستار ويل سميث بنفسه. خليكن معنا بسكوب وذ رايا. وصلنا للجزء الثالث والأخير من حلقة الليلة من سكوب وذ رايا، وصار وقت فقرة هات إن هوليوود عم نخصصها لجونا هيل يلي ترشح لجائزتين أوسكار بالماضي، الأولى لفيلم ماني بول، الثانية لفيلم ذا وولف وول ستريت إلى جانب ليوناردو دي كابريو. هلا عنده فيلم مثير جدا للانتباه اسمه وور دوغز، اشترك فيه أيضا برادلي كوبر ومايلز تيلر. التفاصيل هلا.
Now to a question that still has no clear answer. How did two 20-something young men land a $300 million Pentagon contract?
I have a big idea.
It's such a pleasure to talk to you about this film. First of all, congratulations on a great, great performance.
Thank you.
I saw it with no expectations yesterday, and I think the tone of the film is just quite right. Did it feel like that from the beginning, that you were kind of doing a real schizophrenic type of tone?
Yeah, I think it's really difficult to make a movie that is, you know, dramatic, but also has a real dark sense of humor to it as well. And I think the director Todd did a really good job at managing that.
You seriously want to drive to Baghdad?
David, we're gun runners. Let's go run some guns.
Give me some of that.
Do you remember the turning point in your life where you wanted to become an actor, where you realized that it was something for you?
Yeah, I think, you know, I was 18 and I was in school for writing and directing, and I took an acting class to sort of learn how to speak to actors and what I would like to hear, and then I got a lot of positive feedback, and then I just kind of kept going. And then now I'm finally making my first movie as a writer-director, so it's been an interesting journey, to say the least.
And how important is the company you keep? Obviously, we're talking about, you know, several films you've been in. You've acted with, you know, the Leos and Brads and Miles in this one. How important is it that acting becomes, you know, kind of a game of sport, in the sense that you're better when someone else is better as well?
I think, yeah, you're only as good as the people that are on your team, you know. And so I prefer, you know, like in you know, certain scenarios like Wolf of Wall Street or something, or Moneyball, I prefer to be the worst player on the team and learn from the better players, you know?
I don't think you were the worst player at all in those films. Those performances are great. And this one too, and you know, talking about the nominations that you got for those roles, how much does it change a little bit the core of your career when you are nominated for an Oscar, when, you know, your career is kind of recognized that way?
I mean, it's really touching, I guess. It's really, like, nice. It's a really, like, I'm grateful for it. And I think it puts you in front of and makes you like certain directors more aware of your work, you know. So like Quentin Tarantino or the Coen brothers, like people that called me after both of those experiences, they weren't calling me before. It definitely gets you some other opportunities maybe that weren't there before.
سويسايد سكواد أصبح أحد أكبر البلوك باسترز لسنة 2016 وزيارة ويل سميث لدبي كمان أصبحت أحد أكبر الإيفنتس للهوليوود سيلبرتيز عنا بالوطن العربي. خلينا نشوف الون أون ون اكسكلوسيف انترفيو اللي أجريتها مع ويل سميث مش بالإمارات لكن هون بلندن 3 أيام قبل زيارته ونتكلم عن فيلم سويسايد سكواد وأكيد عن حبه لدبي. التفاصيل هلا.
This is the deal. You're going somewhere very bad to do something that'll get you killed.
So save the world.
Okay, I'll start with you, Will, and going to Dubai on Sunday. All the fans want to know how excited you are and what are you looking forward to doing?
Now, you know, I love Dubai. It's like, I have two favorite cities on earth. It's Miami and Dubai. Yeah, three. I have three. But no, it's I can't wait to get there. I always have a great time, and you know, I have a group of friends there, so we're gonna turn it out.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Everyone's very much looking forward to it. I'm sorry I won't be there, but that's.
Right.
Did you threaten me? This dude's gonna get a sore throat from all the singing he's about to do.
Son of a...
Unless you're doing business with your auntie.
So let's talk about Suicide Squad, and it's all about supervillains and everything, but at the end of the day, it's all also about the love, isn't it, you know? The love for money, in your case, for daughters, for women. So how did you feel about that theme, you know, underneath it all?
I think that's the basics, the basic thematic premise of the film. It's this is not a movie about good versus evil. It's a movie about bad versus evil. So philosophically, we opened it up and started having that discussion, and sort of what we found is the thing that keeps a person who's bad or done bad things from being evil is a connection to their humanity, a tether to that, you know, one great human superpower, which is love. So all of our characters are struggling and clawing back toward their humanity through a relationship with love. Yeah, I think it's really cool to see that kind of depth inside of a comic book movie.
How much did you guys get interested in each other's characters on set? Because there's so much to look at, so many different costumes and stuff.
You know, with that kind of that many characters in an ensemble, what's really great is you have no clue what's going on with other people. Yeah. So when you see the movie, it's the first time you're being introduced to entire storylines. Yeah. I didn't see anything with the Joker and Harley. You know, so finally when I saw that on screen, I got to be a fan just watching
you were
it.
Watching the film.
Yeah, for the first time.
See, the difference between Will too is like when I prepare for a film, and you know, like I read the whole script, you know, so not just my own lines.
Yeah, I have
Will. He goes like, you know, bullshit, my line. Bullshit.
No, what I usually do is I have my assistant cut other people's lines out, and I make a screenplay that only has my lines. And I really don't concern myself with what's between them.
Nor should you.
Yeah, no, you know, and I really, you know, in the best way, I think of my co-stars as flesh puppets who will support my performance. You know. So.
Let's do something fun.
Did you guys ever dress up as supervillains growing up, or was it always superheroes that interested you?
Yeah.
I was dressing up like animals.
Like a pigeon. What? You dressing up like animals? So
like a porcupine.
Like a porcupine. Or sheep. You were sheep one Halloween.
When I was young, I
I'm
wanted
gonna do next year.
When I grew up, I wanted to be a truck.
Right. All right.
And then when you grew up, you stole one.
You stole one, right? Yeah. He actually stole a truck.
And he legitimately tried to run me over with it.
Yeah.
I had to jump out of the way.
He thought it would be funny if, you know, and it would go a long way with the Suicide Squad if he killed Joel.
Viral video.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I'm shooting for.
Yeah.
Then he'd have a good story for, you know, the press junkets.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
Nothing like a viral video these days.
Yeah.
He's getting a bit agitated. I've got to go, but
He's
it's such
been
a
like
pleasure.
that all day.
He's
Yeah.
like fidgeting, you know.
He's,
Get out of here.
all right. Thank you so much.
مع ويل سميث بنكون وصلنا لنهاية حلقة الليلة من سكوب وذ رايا. بتمنى انها تكون نالت اعجابكم. لاقونا الاسبوع المقبل مع نجمات مثل كارا ديليفين ومارغو روبي ونجوم مثل جود لو، كريستوف فالتس وكريس باين وغيرهم. بهالوقت كل انطباعاتكم عن البرنامج فيكم تعطونا اياها على السوشيال ميديا، على تويتر، على فيسبوك وعلى انستغرام. كل اخبار المشاهير على mbc.net/scoopwithraya، ورجعوا احضروا كل حلقات سكوب على شاهد.net/scoopwithraya. See you next week. Ciao.